Hey guys, welcome back. So I had full intent on using the camera again today, but I did not get around to it. I got running a little bit too late. Basically I got home from work, took like a little power nap, and then went running. But I had a long run, so when I got back, it was already like basically dark. I had to go shovel the snow that was accumulating from last night. So never got around to using the camera, but I've got an idea for the camera. I've got maybe a couple ideas, so I'm really stoked to actually do those. Tomorrow I'm going to try to make a point of it. I'm going to really go for it. But today kind of relates to the relighting effect, and actually we're going to be playing with the depth map, which is another AI tool, and it's similar to the relighting effect in terms of like it starts to recognize things and like the distance of things from the lens and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of this, and I'll show you guys why as we kind of dive in. I think in the future this could be a really useful tool, but I feel like it's just not quite there yet. So I'll show you guys what I mean. This one's gonna be pretty quick today because there's not a whole lot of things adjustments you can make, but I'll kind of show you guys the different areas you can find the depth map. So let's kind of dive right in. Cut. All right. I think this top left corner isn't typically the best for me to be in, so we're gonna go there. All right, let me just make my screen just a little bit bigger here. Actually, I'm just gonna go full screen here so you guys can see everything. All right, so here's again my second wedding. This is like our little portrait session we did. So with the depth map, I was actually thinking, oh, it'd be really cool to like just add some mountains in here, even though it probably wouldn't look that realistic because it doesn't quite match the vibe. But I was like, I could add some mountains in there. But the process of finding mountains, surprisingly enough, was really hard because most of the times I have mountains, the mountains are like with a couple in it, so I'd have to like mask out the couple, get rid of them, or like make the mountains bigger, make the image bigger. It was just gonna be a pain, so I was like, whatever, I'll just do some other stuff. So I did some other cool stuff, kind of playing around. I also have like these SSDs floating around. Like I've got a NAS over there. I don't want to just be pulling out footage. Like I'm trying to make these videos as quick as possible. You guys can probably hardly see me. I'm gonna cut back here so you like see SSDs and all that. But I was trying to make these videos as quick as possible without taking a whole lot of time. So it's like I give myself 30 minutes to an hour to do these videos, and yeah. So I'm trying to just I'm trying to make them quick too, and not overly long. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing these every single day, so I gotta find a way to make it feasible to continue on, right? So let's kind of dive right in, and I'll kind of show you guys the depth map. So we have it over here. If you go to Open Effects right here, you click on that. You can just type in depth map. You get it right there. You just drag it, drop it on your clip. I already got it on this clip, so I'm not gonna drop it in there. I have it turned off. I'll turn it back on, but I'm not actually gonna turn it on quick and then boop. I don't want you guys to see it quite yet. It's pretty quick. I don't know if it's quick enough. So we have our far limit right here. So this is turned all the way down, but like, see how that brings that, when you max it out, it brings that in. So we can bring it in, and we can push our near limit out by bringing it lower. So I can like grab that tree right there. So that's looking pretty good. Gamma is gonna control the like intensity, like how. Let me just do this quick, so you're gonna see what I was working on. Like, see, watch this lower corner right here. I'm pointing with my finger, you guys can't even see. So you kind of like when you bring the gamma up, it kind of is like a more like a contrast tool. Kind of like adds more or less into the scene. So this is like what's underneath this clip right here is this like rose garden thing. And I was like, I don't know. It was actually from the same wedding. So I kind of just threw it in there because I had the footage readily available. So yeah, we've got like this rose garden. So I kind of like masked them in. But if we zoom in right here, you can see that it kind of missed. Trying to like, I hate how they have to click the middle mouse button, the scroll wheel to get there. So you kind of missed this section right here with the depth map. So if I turn the preview on, you see it's like still there. So we can try to get rid of that. There is like this isolation thing that's going to be a little bit more harsh. Hit Z, you can recenter everything. So we're going to hit isolation, and we're going to try to find that happy medium. So I kind of will switch this depth map on and off to kind of see what's going on. And right now, if I wanted to try to get rid of that, I could try to like mess around with this tolerance maybe. If the tolerance is too low, you get like this kind of see-through effect. Tolerance is basically like the intensity of it, right? Target depth, I could mess around with that. I could invert it like that and get everything in the background. That actually looks better if I did something like that. So I could like, you can keyframe this too. So like I could like gradually just go, whoop. It's maybe a good transition, and that could fade out or something. I don't know. But my target depth is probably going to be, this is one I probably want the depth map on. Tolerance. We're going to go like right here. That. I have this post-processing on. I should have turned that off. I'm going to show you guys this example. But let's depth map. So like if we zoom in, you're seeing like these lines right here. So a good way to get rid of that, well, you can like try the softness, but the softness is typically going to adjust like that whole image softness. The blur is what you want for those soft edges. So you can kind of blur them. I wouldn't blur them too much. Obviously, that's not going to look great. But if you just blur them just a little bit, not a whole lot, honestly. And then you can also contract and expand it. So you can like push in a little bit if you wanted to. Like I bet you just push in just a touch. And then the post filter, we kind of max that out. Typically, we're gonna get a better image like that. So kind of max it out. See their hands kind of missing here. So the depth map, this is kind of why I'm not a fan of the depth map. Because what we're seeing here is like I can try to adjust these settings more. Like far limit, I could push that in. Yeah, we got that. But like now look, we have like this like all this extra stuff right down here that's kind of, I don't know. So I could just maybe soften that just a touch. So it's going to soften right there. And then I could like blur. It's a little more. Contract. That looks alright. I mean, we still got this gap right here, and there's just like no way to get rid of it. A way to get rid of it though, like it's something to consider, would be to mask it out. So this depth map actually exists in the color page as well. So I'm going to turn that one off. We're going to jump in the color page and see if that's going to be any better. So I'm going to go Options S, just create a new node. We're going to drag the depth map onto that. So we're going to hit Depth Map, grab that, put it on. Okay, so now we got the depth map. Depth map. We can add an alpha output. But you can also do this, and you can use this for like color correction, right? So let me just show the color correction first. So we have something rough here. Let's just mess with it just a little bit. It's very slow right now. Say I want to grab them and the tree or something, right? And then the near limit. There you go. I like that. Gamma, we're gonna probably turn that down. No, not too much, not too much. Where this one, we definitely want to use some isolation. You could add some like blur in the background, like people like, but I still think it even looks fake to me, honestly. Yeah, see that isolation really can allow you to target things more specifically, right? I can bring the tolerance up. Target depth. It's looking pretty good. Maybe I'll just push just a little bit back. Softness. I'm gonna give it a little bit of softness just to kind of blend the effect a little bit. And then we're gonna go post-processing. The filter will drag up just a little bit. Expand. Blur. We're probably in a decent spot. We need to click off and just kind of see what it's doing now. So we can't see a whole lot. So let's invert it so we affect the background now. And let's say, because there was like a fire here. This is like my second wedding. They had a fire. There was a bunch of fires in California this time back in 2020. So yeah, whoa, this all of a sudden happened. So maybe we could try to bring some of this background back. We do something like that. Oh, I just did on the depth map. Let's undo that. Let's actually add the node after it. So Options S. So really important thing to do right here is connect these two blue guys right here. This is going to kind of bring the mask into here. So now it's kind of masking this node, right? So actually, I think I have a dehaze tool too. So maybe we can dehaze. There we go. So dehaze, we're gonna throw that on, and we're gonna try to dehaze some of this background, right? And we don't want to dehaze right here because they look fine, right? So dehaze strength. We're gonna drop that down just a little bit. Shadows. Oh yeah, let's drop these shadows. I've actually never used this dehaze tool. So this is another tool I'm using. So the only thing I don't like about this tool is it makes that super saturated, the parts that aren't hazy. So what we could do is maybe refine the mask and move it back here more. Could be a solution. We can also adjust this global blend to kind of reduce the effect a little bit, but then you're reducing the effect on the actual hazy part. I don't think it did a whole lot. It doesn't look like a great... It did alright. I probably would have left it without. I actually think the haze actually kind of looks cool. Dang, my light went out again. What the heck? But I think the haze actually kind of looks cool, so we're gonna get rid of it. So then another thing we can do, we put this alpha output right here. So I right clicked and then I left that alpha output. If we drag this over here, it'll give us an alpha. It should give us an alpha mask here. There we go. That's kind of funky though. What's going on here? It's kind of masking it, but not fully. Interesting. Oh, I've inverted. Of course. Alright, let's uninvert that. There we go. So now we kind of got some effects to the editing page. I feel like it's not as good in the color page. You can also use this straight up in the Fusion page. I was messing around with the Fusion page. It just seems like unnecessary amount of... you can just do everything basically in the editing page too. So I was like, it's not really worth it to use it in the Fusion page. So I didn't. Yeah, so this is kind of where we're at. So the reason why I don't like this effect is it kind of gives you can see these highlights right here. I mean, we can try to get rid of that, right? So we can do this. We can contract it a little bit, and we can give it some blur. So now we're getting rid of those edges, but then it's still kind of missed that. It doesn't look too bad because I moved everything back just a little bit. So if we zoom in here, we're not getting as bad of an effect there. I mean, the softness, maybe I can bring that down. Just a little bit. Let's contract it maybe just a touch more. Let's see if I've dropped the gamma down. Okay, so we bring it up. There we go. So maybe too much though. A little too far. So that looks a little bit better. I kind of filled in that space right there. So with the color page, I was actually able to do maybe a better job than the editing page. I don't know. It maybe doesn't matter. Maybe it's just how I tweaked it and stuff like that. We got this post filter blur way up. So that's probably helping a ton. But it does kind of overlap on our face right here, that rose on our face, but not too bad. So I don't know. I'll just post this clip at the end of this video and you guys can take a look. I'm not going to continue any further. It's not something I don't feel like I'm going to use a whole lot. I feel like it's a cool effect, but not super practical for my purposes right now. So yeah, that's where I stand with all that. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be trying to get that camera one done for you guys. This was day 7. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video. So day 8, we're gonna excited for day 8. So hopefully get the camera thing going for the 21 days of challenge. So all right, thanks guys. Later.